Always have fun during class. Oh boy. So I know, we're gonna start with those legs shoulder width apart, and the ball is gonna be in your right hand. Okay, so you'll be opposite as me. Well, yeah. All right, so you're gonna sweep it up and then bring it right back down. It stays in that hand. Now switch to the left hand. At the top, we bring it down. Switch to the right. That's inhale, exhale. Left hand has it. Now I'm going to add on. The right hand has it. Hold center, roll down. Press into the ball, bring yourself up. The left hand takes the ball and it sweeps it up and it comes back down. And then we inhale to exhale. Press into the ball, inhale to exhale. The right hand takes the ball, exhale down. Inhale to exhale, peeling off that wall. Bring yourself back up and inhale and then exhale. And the left hand has the ball. We bring it up and we take it down. Take the feet a little bit wider. Turn the knees out like a plie. See if you can bend your knees enough so the ball is on the floor. And then just bring it back up. But I want your eyeballs to me. So we're going to tap down and bring it up. Now, if you can't bend enough from the hips and the knees, it's not from my back. So think of proud chest. Tap and tap. Now, hold it down there. Okay? My right hand is going to pull back and lift up and bring it back down. And I pull it up, bring it back down, stand up. Try that again. Tap, out, back on, and out, back on, stand back up. Proud chest, arms are straight. So see how my arms are straight? My knees are bent. Pull the elbow back and extend. Bend back onto the ball. The other elbow bends, extends, bends back onto the ball, and bring it up. One more each side. Proud chest. Bend and reach with one side. Other side, bend and reach. And then bring it all the way up. Turn to face the screen. Reach that ball out chest height. Okay? As I bend into a lunge, I'm going to reach that ball up and then back to center. Inhale to exhale. Now I'm reaching those arms nice and long. My back heel should be lifted and both knees should be facing straight ahead. And 3, and 2, and hold it right here. Now take the opposite hand as the leg that's in front of you and place that ball on the mat. Good. Hold it right here. Hold it right here. The knee in the front should be over the ankle. Now I'm going to take the opposite hand and I'm going to twist over my bent leg and bring it back down to the mat. And then again, inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale to exhale. 1 more. Rotate. Good. Grab that ball back into your hands. Hold it chest height. And I want you to bring that ball up as you step the back foot in. And I'm going to take it back to parallel, and my other leg is going to step back. The knee should be over the ankle. The spine should be tall. I'm going to bring it up as I lower and release. And I inhale and exhale. Your back heel should be raised. Both toes are facing straight ahead. And we go 4 and 3. Good. And 2. Pause. Take that opposite hand as the leg that's in front with the ball. Put the ball onto your mat. Gently pressing into that ball. So again, my front knee is over the ankle. My free hand is going to swing out and then back through. I inhale. I don't move fast. Think of 2 counts to open, 2 counts to come down. 2 counts to open, 2 counts down. 2 more. I inhale and I exhale. And 1 more. I inhale and I exhale. Lower your back knee down to the floor. Add the other leg back. Release the ball. And it's going to be a quick little child's pose stretch. Give me a nice big inhale. Expand the rib cage. Exhale, close it back in. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Onto your seat. And place the ball on top of the knees, and the legs are fist width apart. So the heel of my hand will be on, because if I sit tall and just have my fingertips, my arms will be all crunched in. So I want nice and long. So if you have to, go slightly down the shins. We're just going to take a little C curve back, tuck the tail, melt the shoulders, and then stay curved and bring it back up. So I'm going to stay rounded. I'm going to lower it down. So my ball is moving. So my ball is not between my legs. It's on that track. My shoulders are melted, and I bring it back up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Now stay down here and just rotate towards me. Now I want you to take the side of your hand onto the ball, and the other arm is going to be off the ball, facing it. And we're going to go up and down, up and down. I'm going to hold that apple under my chin. My shoulders are connected to my rib cage. I'm exhaling up, inhaling down. And 4, and 3. My sits bones should be equal on that mat. Good. Finish on the up. 2 hands on, roll it back to the center. C curve back. Roll it to the opposite side, to where my hand that's closest to the ball is against the ball with my knuckles. My palms face each other, but only one hand is on the ball. I roll up an inch and back down. And I lift up and down. Exhale. Inhale. Shoulders again are melted. And I go for 4. Don't rush. And 3. If this is too much to your lower back, put the ball behind you and sit back into it. Last one. 2 hands on the ball and bring it back up to center. So we're going to do more like around the world. So staying in the up position, rotate towards me, come back. Bring the ball to the other side, come up, and then center. Twist away from me, roll it back, come across the center. Now you're towards me, bring it up the side and center. Twist towards me, inhale back, come across, exhale up the opposite side and center. Inhale away from me, circle it around, exhale towards me and center. Come towards me, roll it back. Now roll the ball to the outside, the opposite thigh. Roll it up, come center. Now roll away from me. Take it back. Come towards me. Do we have this? Back to center. So think of making a circle. You're going to one side, and you come up, and now you're going to the opposite side to start. And we're just going to do one more, because I think now we finally have it. Come down one side. See how it's just rolling in between my hands? I'm not doing this. And then I come back, forward, up. Good. Take the ball behind the calves. Okay, reach those arms so it's kind of locked in there so it doesn't roll away. And I'm going to C curve back, nice and gently. And reach the arms behind me. Circle the arms around, take the hands flat to the mat, and take your feet on top of the ball and roll that ball in. And I want you to be in a Pilates stance the best you can. The ball is not that wide. So at least your toes are on, your heels are lifted, and my knees are apart slightly, and my arms are staying close to my side. I want you to inhale, roll the ball out. Exhale, resist to come back in. Inhale, lengthen inner thighs, connect. Exhale, belly in the back of the legs, draw you in. So it's work in both directions. Use your breath. Inhale, grow long. Pull that navel in. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Keep the heels lifted, but bring the thighs together. Reach the arms up over your head. Shoulders should be mounted onto the mat. If you are someone who keeps your head down, you'll keep your head down for this. Otherwise, we'll inhale for nothing, Exhale, nod that chin to your chest. Hold right here. Arms are parallel. And we're going to pump the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Breathe in through the nose. Never hold the breath. Exhale through the lips. On the inhale, I'm going to roll that ball out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bring it in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it out. 2, 3, 4, 5. You are halfway there. If this is not working for you, have your head down. Keep your feet still. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm moving my arms from my back, not the front of my shoulders. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. I think we have one left. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll it out and reach the arms behind you. Head goes to the mat. Get a nice stretch. Let your rib cage open up. Arch the back. Good. Now circle the arms back around to your sides. And we pause here. Now I want you to take your feet onto the mat and press the sides of the ankles or sides of the feet into the ball. Bring the arms straight up, shoulders are down. Inhale, lift the head up, reach for the toes. Exhale, press into the ball. Grab onto the ball. Good. Now I'm going to take my legs together, let the ball rest on the thighs. Now I'm going to roll it back. Roll it back. And it's going to stay long. Good. Now reach all the way behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Nod the chin to your chest. Touch the ball to the thighs. Now press the ball gently into the thighs as you do a roll up. Good. So the ball is going to kind of just roll up towards my wrists and my forearms. And I'm just going to let it roll back. Melt the shoulders, wrap your thighs, tuck your tail, grab onto your ball, reach long. Inhale. On the exhale, bring it back to the thighs, nod your chin to your chest. Now push that ball like it's a boulder and you're pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. We're reaching. Bring it back, stay inside that canister, keep the chin to that chest, look into your navel, all the way down. When the head touches down, we grab the ball and reach behind us. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, the ball is against the legs, and then we press up, and we breathe, and we breathe, and we breathe. Good, and then bring it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reach it behind you, and this time draw the knees into your chest, and the ball will be on your shins, and give a gentle rock side to side, massaging the spine and the kidneys. Good. Now we're going to take that ball between the thighs, not the knees, the thighs, and the arms will go to your side. Now be very careful. If you feel strain to your lower back during the next series, I want you to take your hands underneath your seat like this. That will protect your lower back, okay? So pay close attention to what that lower back is doing. I'm going to lower my toes towards the mat, but I'm not going to touch the mat. And I'm going to reach my legs long, squeeze into the ball, bring it back up, and then bend my knees again. So I'm going to lower my feet towards the mat, but don't touch the mat. Slide them out, lift up, and bend. So if you're feeling pressure to your lower back, hands underneath your seat. I'll lower a little bit, press out, and lift up. And then bend. So see, there's no pressure to my lower back. If there was, I got rid of it by putting my hands under my seat. Now, you can continue on this way, or I want to go into a rollover. So I take my toes towards the floor, reach my legs long. I'm going to bring them up, but keep going over. Squeeze into my ball, come back down to 90, bend the knees. Take the toes towards the floor. Press those legs out long. Press through the back of the arms and the back of the shoulders. Squeeze into the ball. Exhale. Take your time. Open up those collarbones. Bend your knees. Lower the toes towards the floor. Now reach out. Squeeze your booty. Lift up from the core. Press through. No momentum. Press into the ball. Roll it back down. Keep the back of the head gently pressing into the mat. And we'll do that one more time. Knees bend. Toes go towards the floor. Press out. Lift up and over. You don't have to up and over. Squeeze into the ball. Lower back down. Take your time. Take your time. And then hug your knees in. That wasn't so bad. Take the ball underneath your feet. Legs together, toes on, heels off, arms reaching long. So I want you to roll out the ball with your left leg and hug your right knee into your chest. So my left leg is straight, the ball is underneath the ankle, and I'm tugging that right knee towards my shoulder. Good. Now grab onto the ankle or the calf with both hands and zip that leg straight up. Now I want you to move slowly when I'm giving you directions so I can also tell you what else you want to feel. So bend that knee back down, keep your hands where they were. Now as I slowly straighten up my leg, my rib cage is going heavier. My belly button is pressing deeper towards the mat. And then I return that foot back down. Last one, let's exhale as we lift up and hold it right here. Now let's take our arms out like a T, palms up, knuckles down. Keeping the shoulders heavy, keeping the belly heavy, like there's a bowling ball in that torso. Turn that right kneecap away from you. And when I go towards the center, come down, lift straight up. And around to lift up. Inhale to exhale. You don't have to drop this leg so low. If your back is not being supported, make it small. Now pause for a second. Anchor down that rib cage again. Make sure the arms are heavy and the shoulders are heavy. Let's go the opposite direction. We go clockwise and up. The back cannot change. It's got to stay in one position and the rib cage is heavy. I'm breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Last one. And I'll take the hands and grab behind that calf and give a little stretch. Good. Now bend the left knee in, take the ball with you, and now bend the opposite knee, both legs are bent and toes are on the ball. Now slowly as I press out the right leg, my left leg pulls in. I pull it in, I pull it in. So I want you to feel opposition here. That leg was rolling out as this one was pulling in. Grab behind the calf or the ankle. Slowly zip that leg up. The rib cage went heavier. Now bend the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time. Pinch your sits bone a little bit. And then bring it back down. And the sit bones squeeze together gently. Coming back down. That bowling ball gets heavier on that torso. Now stay up. Take the arms out like a T. Knuckles to the floor, palms up. Turn that kneecap away from you. Put a bowling ball on your torso, and we circle around to come up. Nothing else should move in your body. So I'm really focusing on keeping that pelvis still, the hips still. I'm moving from the core. Inhale, exhale, one more. Around and come up. Now let's reverse it. Go away and zip up. Are you breathing? Inhale to exhale. Around to come up. Remember, you can make your circle smaller if it feels better to your back. Hold this one up. Grab behind the calf again. Give me that nice hamstring stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Bend the ball leg in. Bring the ball back in. 2 feet on the ball. And take your arms back out to that T again. All right, so we're going to float our knees towards me. The ball's just going to go with you. Keep the shoulder heavy. And then bring it back up from the core. You're choosing how far to twist. Now I take my knees away from me. That's an inhale. Exhale. You got to use your abdominals. You don't feel strain to your back. Inhale. I'm looking straight ahead. Shoulders are staying down. Exhale. And again. Inhale. And an exhale. Now I'm going to add on. You don't have to add on. So reach towards me. And your bottom leg is going to kick out. I've got thigh to thigh, knee to knee. And then bring them together up. And then drop that foot back to your ball. Now both feet are on the ball. Twist away from me. Your bottom leg is going to stay connected to the knee. But from the knee to the toes, it's going to kick out away. Bring it back to the center and toes back up. And then twist towards me. Inhale, kick that bottom leg out. Exhale to come up. Release those toes back to the ball. Inhale, twist away from me. Bottom leg presses out. And then we exhale and release. Grab the ball with your feet. Hands behind your thighs. And let's rock ourselves up and balance. Now, if balancing is not for you, just take your ball to the floor. But use your hands as much as you need to support. I never want you to sink into that lower back. So I'm always trying to zip up out of that lower back. And my shoulders are always relaxed. Yes. Now I just want you to squeeze into your ball and then release. Squeeze into the ball. Every time I squeeze into the ball, I'm squeezing my core. And I go for 4. Take your time. 3, like an ab crunch without crunching. 2, bonus. And 1, place the ball down. Put your feet on top of the ball. Grab onto your ankles and slowly roll the ball out. And as my ball goes out, my belly button goes back. Opposition, opposition, opposition. You never hear that, do you? Yeah. Okay, so I want you to bend those knees back in and take your feet straddling the ball. Slide the ball up to your thighs. Pull the knees in closer. Wrap your arms around the outside of your thighs and grab onto where your watch would go. So it's called a bracelet hold. Lift up your heels. As I did that, I scooped my belly in and up deeper. Put your heels back down. Now scoop that belly and lift these heels up and then release. So if you can't roll like a ball, here is where you're going to stay. You're going to contract the abdominals as you lift your heels, release as you lower the heels. Scoop that belly to lift your heels. Next level, lift those heels and now lift your toes off the mat. Maybe you want to just hold this position. If you have any issues with your tailbone or your spine, you don't rock onto it. Make sure you never rock onto your neck and always, always, always be looking at your belly button, no matter if you're rocking down or up. Gently tip yourself back if you're rolling. We gently tip back and we gently come up and pause. Don't think of momentum. It's gentle. Rock back. Think of a front porch in the summer with a rocking chair on it. And you're sitting in that rocking chair and you're just gently rocking it. Like there's nothing else to do. You're just enjoying the rock. I don't want you to thud on your tailbone, right? It's got to be articulating your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Think of butt up and then butt down. And then we pause. We take our feet back onto the mat. Lengthen your legs long and reach forward. Okay, moving on to the ab series. Stack your spine up and grab onto your ball. Bend your right knee and take the ball on top of that shin. Please remember, during the ab series, you don't have to ever lift your head. You never have to lift your head. If you choose to lift your head, you cannot look at the ceiling. I can't have my head hovering the mat. I must be up and over the top rib cage, and my shoulder blades need to be off the mat. Okay, take it back, and as I draw my right knee closer, my left leg is going to come up. And my elbows are going to bend, and I'm going to pull with that ball my knee a little closer. Now switch to the opposite shin. Pull it towards you. Switch, pull, switch, pull, and pull. Now I'm going to cue breath. Inhale to exhale. You can also put the ball behind your head and rest your head there and keep going. Yes, thank you. And inhale to exhale. And inhale to exhale. One more set. Inhale to exhale and release. I want to fix one thing that I saw, because believe it or not, I am watching all of you. Okay? So I want you, when you do that exercise, to not make it like an oblique twist. You should have kept that rib cage very heavy. So I'm pulling in, but this did not change. What I was seeing was a little bit of a, see the difference? See how I'm moving? Now watch the correct way. This is staying like a statue. okay? So just make sure you don't do any kind of twisting movement until we're doing crisscross. Okay, sorry, always working on things, right? No one's perfect, including me. Hug those knees in. Certainly not me. Okay, so feel that lower back in, nice stretch. Maybe you want to stay here longer. That's fine. I'm going to go into double leg stretch. So my ball is going to reach for my ankles. My legs are together. I'm in parallel with my toes. I'm going to nod that chin to my chest. See how my shoulder blades are off the mat and my eyes go to my belly button. I'm going to reach all my limbs away. I go into a Pilates V. I hold it for 3. I come back in. Ball reaches for my ankles. I inhale, 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 big exhale. When you reach your arms back, you don't lower your chest. And wrap the thighs, scoop the belly, squeeze gently your sits bones. And I reach 2, 3, and I come in. How can I make this harder? I'm going to keep my arms behind me. And I press out, 2, 3. I'm just doing one more like that. Out, 2, 3. Release, ball on the shins. Now, if you feel strain to your neck, look to one side of your mat and look to the other side of your mat. Come back to center. Bring the ball straight up over your chest. And notice my fingers are always reaching long because we always want to lengthen in Pilates. As I slowly zip my legs up, my rib cage goes heavier. Good. Now, don't worry if you can't touch the ball. Sometimes my hips are a little bit tighter than normal, and I can't do that. You can keep your head down, or you can nod the chin to your chest. I'm going to take my right leg to touch the ball. My left leg goes away. My ball doesn't move. I bring my leg to that ball and touch. Now try to straighten those legs more. Reach those toes long. And I inhale to exhale. Inhale. Exhale. How are we doing? Inhale. Exhale. Come on. Reach longer. Why are we bending those knees? We don't have to bend those knees. Straighter. Pushing through like you're pushing through springs. Yep. And I go for 4. We're not twisting, right? If the head is up, you better have those shoulders off. 2. Yeah, okay. And 1. And hug it in. Relax those shoulders. Give me a little rock side to side. Okay, we're going to put the ball between the ankles. If you would rather put the ball under your pelvis, we're going to be lowering those legs and lifting. So if that feels better to you, put the ball underneath the pelvis, not your lower back arch, okay? Everybody, no matter where the ball is, take your legs straight up. I'm going to be in a Pilates V, so my heels are turned in, my toes are turned out. You can also, if you don't want the ball underneath the pelvis, you can put your hands underneath your seat. Protect the lower back. I'm going to take hand over hand behind the head. Elbows are wide. I'm going to inhale for nothing. Exhale, nod my chin to my chest. From my core, I lifted, okay? Then we're going to take these legs. Lower, lower, lower. Squeeze the ball, then lift. Down, 2, 3, squeeze, then lift. Inhale, 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 squeeze, now lift. Lower, 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 squeeze, and lift. Legs are straight as arrows, squeeze, and lift. Down, 2, 3, squeeze. Now, I'm going to pulse the ball down. 1, 2, 3, squeeze, and then hold it in coming up. I'm going to pulse. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold the squeeze. Up, up, up. And 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Shh. One more. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Hold it, lift it up, and release the head. Now, we've been working on this variation of crisscross for a couple weeks. So let's see if we got any better. So take your feet down for a second. Hold the ball between your hands. All right? This is the one we're going to hold the ball on our thighs with an elbow while the opposite elbow twists. You can do this. Just don't think about it so hard. So put the ball in front of your thighs, and your thighs are pulling in towards you. Take one elbow against the ball. Curl the chin to your chest, and now both elbows are on. So they're going to twist towards me, which means the arm closest to me is going to rotate out. And the opposite leg is going to press out. Not the ball leg, the opposite leg. 2 elbows on the ball. Now the opposite arm goes away, and the opposite leg presses out. 2 elbows back on. Twist. Just do your own variation if you're having trouble. Back to center. I want you just to get the rotation and twist. Back to center. One elbow on, other elbow off. But my shoulders are not touching the mat, kids. No. So if yours are, curl up deeper and rotate. Back to center. Inhale to exhale. Has this gotten any better? Okay. No, it should be under your thighs, not your belly. And release. Okay, let your knees plop to one side. Ah. Bring it up from the core. Let them flop to the other side. That was fun. Okay, rock yourself up. Spine stretch. Okay, check in with your body. Remember, things that are feeling kinked right now, you're going to walk out feeling that way if we don't work through those kinks, get the kinks out, but don't add kinks by not having the right form, okay? So I'm going to take my legs as wide as my mat. My feet are up against two poles. The ball is out one arm's length away from me, so I don't have my arms bent like this. They're straight out, and the ball is resting on the floor. My spine is tall. The crown of my head is reaching up to the ceiling. My navel is pulling in and up. If you need to, you can soften your knees to sit taller. I'm going to inhale for nothing. On the exhale, chin to my chest. Slide that ball out. As my ball goes out, what's going in? Your belly button, your core. Now squeeze your seat, pull the belly in. The shoulders go down as I'm lifting back up. Don't lean back. Exhale, arms stay straight. I'm looking at my belly button. I'm watching it go deeper as my ball goes further. Now inhale, feel your belly lifting you back up, not your back. If you felt it in your back, you're not using your core enough. Bring it forward. Scoop, squeeze your sits bones, bring it up nice and tall. Mount those shoulders and press it out. Exhale, off that wall we go. Inhale back up. Give me one more press out. Exhale. Now stay here. Start to roll the ball back towards you as you C-curve away from the ball. Good. Now hold it right here. Bend the knees and place the ball between the sides of your feet. Grab behind the thighs and pull yourself towards your thighs a little closer. Okay? Now, I want your chin to your chest, but I don't want you having your head between your knees. So it's just chin to chest, scoop that belly in. So some of you guys have your head way too heavy. So straighten out your head, bring your neck straight, and now just draw your chin to your chest. That's all I need. Okay? Now, let your feet come off and draw the knees closer towards you. Let's try and zip these legs to a tabletop and then bend the knees back down. So I want you to try and move the legs but not change the spine. So I don't want you to lift and come back further and then come back up. I'm trying to stay in one spot. Next level, instead of a tabletop, we can go to a tabletop first, then zip up and slide your hands higher up. You can just hold this. You can hold the tabletop. You can hold the ball down, toes down, but this position. So pick which one you're going to do, but don't feel strained to your lower back. And you can always change. You're not signing away which way you're doing it. That's the only way you can do it. Now, if you want to rock, the chin stays to the chest. You rock back, not onto your neck. Whoop, and when you come back up, look over your toes. When you rock, eyes to belly. When you come back up, eyes over the toes. And inhale back. Exhale up. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you today. One more. Get out of your shoulders. Inhale back. Exhale up. Good. Whoop. Okay. Grab onto your ball. Take the legs wider than your mat and bring it up. How'd that go? Okay. So once you take the ball in the hand that's furthest from me and open up to this T. Now my legs are not on the mat, they are wider. And I can't let my pelvis be coming towards me. It needs to be in line with the hips, okay? Now take this ball, rotate towards me. Put the ball against the inner thigh / shin and roll it as you look back. Now what are you doing with that hip and that butt cheek that you are turned away from. It should be pushing down. Good. Bring the ball back up, grab onto it, and come back to center. Now the opposite hand is going to grab onto the ball. I open up into my T. Rotate towards the opposite leg. Ball goes down, roll it out. The opposite butt cheek and hip need to stay heavy. Bring it back up to center. Two hands have it. Switch hands again. Inhale, two, exhale. Bring it up and center. The opposite hand takes the ball. Inhale, ball comes down, roll it, exhale. Bring it back up to center. Other hand, open. So you're twisting towards me. Ball goes down, right along the inner shin. Bring it back up, center. Last one, ball in the opposite hand. You're going to twist away from me. Inhale, ball goes down, exhale. Bring it back up, and then lower the ball down to your mat. Okay, how do we do? Slide the feet back towards your ball, and I want it to be between your feet. Did everybody hear that? Yeah. Not the ankles, the feet, because you're going to be lifting the ball like this. So I need you to be able to lift the ball. All right? Okay, reach for those toes. Isn't this fun today? Thank you. And then roll it back. Take your time. Squeeze into the ball because the thighs are going to support the abdominals. Believe that or not. Reach behind you. Let it arch for a second. And then bring the hands behind your head. Hand over hand, elbows are wide. All I want you to do is nod the chin to your chest and just curl the shoulders off the mat. That's it. Then come back down. Okay, try that again. Chin to chest. I don't drag my head. I peel. And I want you to feel, as soon as you start to nod that chin to your chest, you got to feel the abdominals taking over and lifting you up. Now we're going to add on. As I curl up, I'm going to lift my right foot up off the mat. Just rolls up the ball. Put it down, lower your head back down. And now the left leg. I'm going to exhale up. Inhale down. Bring it up. I'm trying to have my back get closer to the floor as I come up. My elbows are staying wide, and my hands are simply there to support my head, not to lift my head. My core is lifting my head. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. We do another variation. As I'm lifting my right heel, my left shoulder is going to twist towards that heel. Come back down. As I lift my left foot, my right arm is going to slide across and come back down. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You want to add on? Remember, when I add on, you don't have to ever do it. So watch. I'm going to twist. Come back to center. Add the other leg. Put the right foot down, left foot down, release the head. You don't have to do that. The left foot lifts, my right shoulder twists. Now I'm going to stay lifted, center my elbows, lift the opposite leg, then put the opposite foot down, then that foot you lifted last, come back down. Isn't that amazing? But you got to scoop deeper if you're going to lift both legs, right? It's got to come from where? There you go. All right, so I'm going to lift my right foot, twist my left shoulder over. Come back to center, lift the other leg up. Then one foot goes down at a time, and then my head goes down. We'll do one final one. My left foot lifts. I twist with my right shoulder over. Come back to center, both legs. Put it down, put it down. Good. Hug those knees in. That was fun. Okay, grab onto your ball. Rock yourself up. I want your feet to be about hip width apart, and the ball is going to be cradled right in front of your belly button. Okay? And I want you to feel like you're pushing the ball into your navel, and the navel is trying to push away from the ball. So I'm trying to activate your core a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to start to come back nice and long, and then you're going to round back. I'm not going to go all the way down. You can if you want. Now, when you come back up, I'm going to mold over that ball, but try to keep my rib cage not touching the ball. I'm going to zip up, squeeze your seat, pull the belly in, hinge back, and then exhale, melt. Good. Inhale up to exhale over the ball. Inhale, stack your spine. Come back a couple inches, exhale down. And inhale, up and over that ball, exhale. Stack, like in spine stretch. Hinge back long and come all the way down. You made it. Bend the knees and place the ball underneath your feet. How are we doing today? We doing okay? Check in. Okay, so when you do bridges, if you normally get hamstring cramps, I don't want you to go onto the ball. I'd rather you straddle your ball. Okay? It's going to be much harder, and you're going to be more likely to cramp the hamstrings with your feet on top. But you could try it, but I want you to have success. All right, now I got my thighs together, the sides of my feet together. I have my feet kind of molding over the ball, and my feet are directly on top. All right? So you got to really use your core. You got to use the back of your arms. You got to press those shoulders down. We're going to tuck your tail and lift up. Make sure you squeeze your seat. Exhale. Take your time. Lower back down. And then I'm going to roll my legs straight out to release the hamstrings. And then roll it back in. It's a quick break. I come right back up into my bridge. I articulate up. Belly's driving in. Melt back down. Open the shoulders. Open the collarbones. Open the chest. Roll the ball out, release the hamstrings, bring them back in from the core. Inhale, bridge up. Exhale, lower down. And just roll it out and bring it back in. Press the back of the arms, press the back of the shoulders down, give some support. And then exhale all the air out of your center. Roll it out. And bring it in. Now keep your right foot on the ball. Put your left foot down right next to it. Good. Bridge up for me. And come down. And lift up. And come down. So instead of articulating, I'm coming straight up and lowering straight down. One more. And lower it down. Switch to the other side. The ball's under the left foot. My right foot's right parallel next to the ball. In one count, I lift up, inhale, 2 exhale, and again, inhale. Try to keep the hips in a straight line, pelvis right between that. Keep everything nice and level. Driving through my bottom foot. One more. I'm inhaling up. Now I'm exhaling down. Put 2 feet back on top of the ball and roll that ball out to get a nice length in the back of the legs. Reach the arms behind you. Circle them around, draw the chin to your chest, and sit up. Okay, we're going to sit on top of this ball. It will not break. I promise. Now, if you prefer not to sit, if you feel like you're going to go, woo, then don't sit on top of your ball. My knees are going to stay bent. Now, get sturdy on here before you put your hands off. Okay, we feel okay on here? Reach the arms long. Palms face down. Pull the navel in and up. So we should be able to sit really taller than we would if I was on my mat without my ball. But you don't have to sit on the ball. All right, so we're going to inhale up. Exhale towards me. 1, 2. Inhale, center. Exhale. Shh. Shh. Inhale. Now, as I'm twisting, my neck needs to stay with the rest of my spine. I don't continue my head when my spine stopped here. Inhale, center. Exhale, I grow taller, taller. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. 1, 2. Inhale. Use your breath. Shh. Shh. Last one. And 1, 2, and release. And come down. Okay, so I'm leaning back into my ball. Take your right leg towards you, but don't take the foot off the mat. Other leg goes out. Now I'm going to lengthen my arms a little bit more and sit into my ball. Okay? If this hurts your back, take the ball to a different spot. Okay? I'm going to scoop that belly like I'm trying to touch my belly button to that ball. Shoulders are mounted. I'm going to turn the straight leg kneecap out. So I did that from my hip. And I'm going to lift. 1, 2. If I go too fast, I'm missing out. 3. So slow it down, Sally. 4. Scoop the belly, and the front of the hip is also working to lift. And I go for 3, and 2, and 1, and slide that foot along your mat. Take your hands to that side, lengthen. So I shouldn't feel like I'm trying to hold myself up. Lean back into your ball. Isn't that better? Okay, now turn that straight leg kneecap away. Scoop the belly, melt the shoulders. Exhale to inhale. Shh. Nice long line there. Take your time. Use your breath. Get more out of the center by breathing. 2 more. 1 more. And then slide that foot in. Okay, remove the ball from there and put it to your broad line. Long hair, lift up the hair. Lift up your hips, put them back down. Hands behind your head, please. So this is the So we're going to stretch over the ball. Now be careful if you have vertigo, you don't drop your head below your heart. You can make yourself dizzy. And then close the rib cage, bring it back up. Don't you love doing this on the ball? I love the ball. Inhale, feel the Exhale, feel the bam, because the belly's bringing you up. The elbows are nice and wide. My hands are light against my head. Don't you get caught bringing that head up from your hands. What's bringing your head back up? Your core. That's right. Shh. That's why we exhale coming up. Inhale and exhale. And just give me 1 more. Inhale, enjoy this. And exhale. Hands go behind your thighs to assist you coming up. Now you're going to turn onto your side and your ball will be right there. So take the ball a little higher up. Come over the ball onto your forearm. I'm going to start with my knees towards the top of my mat, and then I'm going to lengthen my top leg out. All right, now you have a couple of choices with this hand. If you feel you don't have enough balance, just your fingertips can rest here on the mat, or you can take the hand behind the head, okay? Slide this straight leg an inch longer. Now lift it up. Hold it hip height. We're going to swing it forward, give a push. Now point the toes and try to stay hip height. So here's what usually happens. We usually dip too low and then we dip too high. So you want to feel the legs staying in one plane. Inhale, inhale. Belly goes in as the leg goes out. Squeeze the booty in the back of the thigh. Keep this shoulder connected to your rib cage. Don't collapse. Good. And exhale, exhale. Now stay back here. Neck is nice and long. I'm behind you, go behind you. Now tap down and up, tiny. So I shouldn't have taken my hip back. I'm not laying like this. I have my hip stacked. Yeah. Does it feel okay? If it doesn't feel okay, should you keep doing it? No. 1 more. Now swing it forward. Now it's hip height. Tap it down. Lift. Can you feel your belly helping? Now I'm trying to be straight out in line with my hip. And 3, and 2, and 1, and bring it back. Stack your knees. We're going to push off of our forearm and the bottom thighs and knees. I'm going to lift up off my ball. Grab onto that ball and lift it up. I'm going to follow it. Come through. Lift it up. Take it through. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one. Hold it here and then bring the ball down. Take that ball back underneath. Go back to where you just came from, top leg. Now, instead of going onto your forearm, that arm that was on your mat, reach it to me and go over your ball. I got my hips stacked, so I'm not leaning back. I'm stacked. Push off the bottom arm and the bottom knee. Up, 2, 3, over, 2, 3. Up, exhale. Inhale. If you want that nice shape to the midsection, these are it. The obliques. And we lift up. So I'm squeezing here, not back here. That elbow is going across the ceiling into the wall next to you. And it's 3 counts in each direction. Now hold this up, 2, 3. Lift your leg, 2, 3. Lower, 2, 3. Over. I just add that in. You don't have to. Exhale. Lift up. Lower it down. Fill up the gas tank. Inhale. Shh. Up, up, up. Down, down, down. Over, over, over. Up, 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 up. Down. And then take your top arm and reach it nice and long. And I'm going to roll back a little bit, just a little bit, reaching my arms slightly behind me. Bring it back forward. Reach it a little bit forward, rounding that back. Bring it back to center. Take your free hand on your mat to lift you up. And other side. Yay! You're almost there. Time is going by really fast today. Well, for me it is. I guess I'm the one having fun if that's the case. All right, so here I am, shoulder over elbow. The ball is here to remind you to try and stay lifted so we don't collapse. Take your top leg, reach it long. You can have your fingertips here if you need more balance, or put them behind your head. Now, before you lift that leg, slide it out an inch longer, flex the foot, and lift it hip height. Connect that shoulder, it's on the bottom, to your back, and swing forward. The belly's working here, back of the leg, and glute. Press that bottom knee into that mat. Here's the breathing. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Belly goes in, back of the body presses away. Okay, listen up. Stay behind you. My toes are reaching long. I do not have my hip going with me. I tap down, I lift up. Take your time. 4, nothing else should move. This is still pressing down. 3, crown of the head is long. 2, hold it up, flex your foot, swing forward, and we lower down and up, down and up. 3 more, hello hip. 2 more, back to center, stack the knees, press up into that side plank, grab onto your ball. I'm going to exhale here on the side. I'm going to inhale, thread. Exhale. You can breathe either way. I did opposite last side. I'm trying a different breathing pattern on this side. And we lift. And then lower the ball to your hips. Put that ball back underneath where it came from. Straighten out your top leg again. Now, instead of being on your forearm, that arm is going to reach to me. Other hand goes behind the head. Now, some of us are leaning back, so you've got to get those hips on top of each other. Okay, so your bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight. Bottom leg is bent, so you shouldn't have both legs straight. I wasn't going to start without you. Here we go. Up, 2, 3, over. How high should you come up? Just to here. That's all you need. Inhale. Make sure you're not leaning back. Don't lean back. Get those hips on top of each other. And up. Now, when I add on to this, if it's not for you, don't do it. I'm going to lift up, hold it, leg lifts up. Leg lowers down for 3. I go over for 3. Exhale, up. Take it down and inhale over. Up, down, inhale. We're still doing sets of 3, right? Up, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, over. One more time. Up, 2, 3, lift. Stretch that arm long. Now all I'm going to do is roll like I'm facing the ceiling. Take the arm with you. Bring it back to center. And I'm going to roll like I'm going to roll into my stomach. Bring it back to center. Take this hand to the floor. Bring yourself up. That was amazing, wasn't it? Okay, we're going to go into Mermaid. So I want you to so I was stacked here. I took my top leg behind me. I'm going to take my ball out. Now, right now, I can't have this disconnect in my body, right? I got to have my shoulders connected to my back, my belly pulling in and up. And I feel like my legs are wrapping, even though they're not together. Take this leg or arm out. Now, think of thing in a diagonal. So this is going to go together. It's going to go into this long diagonal and then squeeze to come up this oblique and make sure that connection is there. Inhale. So what's happening is I'm pushing this hip away from that arm and I'm coming back up. Does that make sense? You want to feel the stretch along this side by pushing down as I'm lifting out. And give me one more. Inhale over. Exhale up. Switch the legs. You can start with my knees stacked, and I take my top leg behind me. Yep. But get everything else facing straight ahead. So I can't be like this, right? Or collapsed. Zip it up. Okay, ready? On an inhale, we stretch. This should be anchoring down. Exhale, bring it back up. My neck stays in line with my spine. Inhale, long lines here. Exhale. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Last one. Inhale up and over. And we exhale and release. Okay, so I want you to come down into a bridge position. Take your ball with you. You're going to lift up your hips and put the ball underneath your pelvis. Both feet are on the floor. Belly still pulling in. Arms are reaching long. No strain to my shoulders, traps, or neck. Slide your right leg out. Bend your left knee towards you. Now start with just taking your left hand off and pull that knee closer towards you. Now if you feel you can stay balanced on the ball, 2 hands can tug on that knee while you stretch the opposite leg long. You don't have to do any hands. You can do one hand, play with it, see what works for you. Put those left toes down and slide that leg out. Bring the opposite knee in. Try one hand before you take both. Make sure you're not going to lose your balance on that ball. And the reason why I chose to do it with the ball underneath, it's going to open up my hip a little bit more by elevating it. Yeah. Good. Now bring both knees in. Bring both legs up. And I'm going to take my legs out to a small V. So I'm not going way like this. I'm just going to come down and do these little circles. Little circles. Just let the hips open. Just little circles. Don't go too low. Don't go too wide. And I'm going to reverse it. Down and around. And down and around. Smaller is better. Belly is still engaged. Good. And then bend the knees and place both feet down on the floor. Press through the feet. Lift up your seat. Slide the ball out. Bring it behind you. We're finishing up here. Let's inhale here. On the exhale, melt down slowly. Take your time. Don't miss any of the bones. Bone by bone. Good. Let go of the ball. Circle the arms around and hug your knees in one last time. Can you breathe for me? Give me a nice big inhale. And an exhale. Give me one more. We'll inhale. And we'll exhale. I'm going to cross my ankles and rock myself up. I'm sitting cross-legged. I'm sitting nice and tall. I'm going to push my knees further down, just a tiny press to lift me up even taller and open up those hips. And then from here, give me an inhale up and exhale down. And last one, spine is up. It's going to stay up as you slowly lower those arms. And you have made it. Nice job today. That was a lot of fun. Questions, comments, complaints, bring it on up. I take them all. Let's go.